The Arctic is a vast, rich, and mysterious region just waiting to be explored. Hi, my name is Ty, and today we learn to play the two-player version of Nunami by Thomassie Mangiok. In Nunami, you play as nature communities or human communities, exploring the many regions of the Arctic while maintaining the balance of the land in order to avoid collapse. Nunami comes with 14 purple Nunami and 14 yellow height to mute cards. These are the human communities.
14 blue Inulami loot.
And 14 green Huckamute cards. These are the nature communities. Each of these communities have corresponding colored wedges for tracking points. You also have 14 black snow cards and 10 beige sand cards. These are both considered neutral. Each card has 3 triangles in one of the corners. Depending on the card, one or more of these triangles may be filled in. This indicates the card's strength. You will also find a number in the other corner. This represents the card's life. Lastly, you'll have 6 white hexagonal boards and 4 black ones. To set up the game, arrange 4 white boards and 2 black boards in your play space however you'd like, so long as they're linked. Today we'll use Game Mode A, where one player plays a human community and the other plays a nature community. Each player will take 4 wedges of their respective community, shuffle the 14 cards of each community and the 14 snow cards together to form a single deck, then deal 5 cards to each player. Next, the players take turns drawing 8 cards from the deck and, without looking at the cards, place them face down anywhere on the boards. You can place them anywhere as long as you don't fill all the spaces on the board during this step. Now that we have everything set up, let's play. Each turn, players will draw a card and place it on the board. They can place the cards face up or face down. They can also place cards on top of other cards, but there are a few rules for doing this. You can only place a card on top of another if your card's strength is equal to or greater than the card you are covering. If you don't have a card of greater strength, you can play multiple cards from the same community until their combined strength is equal to or greater than the strength of the card that you are covering. Just know that this will permanently decrease your hand size and limit your options in later turns. All cards that have been covered become inactive unless it gets exposed again. If a face-up card is placed adjacent to a face-down card, it causes the face-down card to flip face-up. Every time a board is filled or when the cards on a filled board change, we immediately evaluate the board. Add up all the life values on that board. If the total life value is 7 or more, it's a human imbalance and removes all currently visible human cards from the board. If the total life value is -7 or less, it's a nature imbalance and remove all currently visible nature cards from the board. If the final value is more than 0 and less than 7, all human communities with a card on that board gain a point. If it's less than 0 and more than -7, all nature communities on the board get a point. A player also gets a point if their community has the most cards on the board. The game continues until one player gets 4 points or the draw deck runs out, in which case the player with the most points wins. Now, some of you may have the Inu expansion. This gives you 6 additional and unique cards representing the supernatural entities known as the Inua to add to your experience. These cards offer players unique abilities to use throughout the game. Some Inua, like the Kachu Toyuk, Tongyuk, Asanit, offer abilities that are always active throughout the game. Others like Lumayuk, Angakuk, Tunga, prevent you from drawing or playing a card that turn if you activate them and are marked with an asterisk by their name in the rulebook, which is also where you can find a complete list of abilities. To use the Inua, first shuffle them into a separate deck and have each player draw a card. Once every player has drawn a card, all players will then reveal the cards that they have. Then the game will proceed as normal with the players being able to use their respective Inua abilities as outlined in the rulebook. Now a player can also forego their draw in order to play an Inua card on the board. This freezes the board and prevents any new cards from being played on it. However, the player who used the card can no longer use its ability if it is on the board. And that's Nunami. We hope this video helped. If you have any additional questions or concerns, visit www.nunamigame.com for updates, rules, and diagrams. We hope that you enjoy exploring the Arctic with your friends in Nunami. Atsunai.